Hello everybody, how we doing today? Hope we're doing well. I'm off work, chilling, vibing, you know. Trying to try out Opera for the first good job time.
Hello everyone,
So we'll see how it goes, how I like it.
She was gonna be
First,
late for work,
first
but
like
this police
true
officer had her
trial
back.
of it.
Wait, can you say that for my boss real quick?
The train is closed, the station.
For like how long?
2-3 hours at least. Please excuse.
Thank you. I'm gonna be late.
Hurry, throw it.
I don't think you can get a more legit excuse than a cop telling you you're going to be late.
Baddie. What? Baddie. Bad knee. Yeah.
Bad knee, yeah, I
This
have
guy
a bad
built a
knee.
tiny robot that copies his facial expression.
Oh, I love it.
Give me a dunk, baby. Oh my. Oh!
They're like stars.
Holy shit.
Okay.
It's a comic.
This dog has crazy fast reflexes.
Holy guacamole. You know, if I tried to drive like that on the roads I've got right now, just be asking for death, just like that death wobble, god damn. Oh, that was a, oh. Oh, that was more than I expected.
1,700 pieces. It's a
Goddamn.
lot.
Holy shit! I was not expecting that. Lily!
The sun let out a huge solar flare the other day, and it caused some crazy auroras around the world.
Ooh. What the fuck? I love it! I love it! The little
This might
sounds
be
of
the
the
worst bag of chips ever.
Unopened bag of chips. It sounds like 2 crumbs in here.
Open that, let me see what's in here.
Are we serious?
It's legit! It's legit crumbs!
What the hell?
Oh, you're such a cute kitty!
What did you do?
They're somehow
Murdered so
driving
many
in
people!
italics.
That's one hell of a drift.
Birdie, is Daddy not paying attention? Did you put that ball there?
Oh, guess what I did? I managed to
There's an
accidentally
art
take home some
installation in Sydney
keys
puts your
for
eyes
that
on a
are
big
at my
screen when you use
workplace.
the binoculars.
So, yeah,
So it turns out
I have
baby
work
elephants
keys I'm
don't
not
play
supposed to
dead.
have. So I'll need to make a stop by my workplace tomorrow.
This YouTuber made a katana completely out of paper.
Holy shit. That's impressive.
So this is what it looks like when a parrot grows a new feather.
I'm assuming the
This
screen.
played
Oh
out
shit,
like a
the
scene from a
screen's gone.
cartoon.
Oh shit.
He saw his owners making snow angels and wanted to join in.
Aww.
I guess when someone loses a trampoline in a storm, someone else gains one. An unexpected guest showed up at their picnic.
Whoa. Look at that.
His cat decided that nap time was over.
Oh shit. That's so cool.
This is addicting.
This guy made a glow-in-the-dark wall using a mixture of paint and glow powder.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I want one.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. You guys need to stop. You understand? I've had enough of it.
I'm actually gonna. My house is right there. Bro.
Oh no.
Lion. Artillery. Oh, they're fighting.
Oh, wow.
She found a way to include her cat in bath time.
Nice. I'm sure the kitty appreciates that. That's so cute. What the fuck?
That is
That's
Yana's
cool.
video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Hmm.
Here is almost every old Arknight's character in Enfield. Levitain a starter on that we are sure that they are the same person, just with a different name. Gilberta is a clone of Angelina, Ogrenishnik is either a clone or descendant of Helliger, Snowshine is a clone of Aurora, and from what I can see, Antal is probably the same person as 12F, but might also just be another clone. Fluorites might be related in some way to Gaviel because they look pretty similar, but I couldn't find any info confirming they are. And Ardelia is a clone or descendant of AF Yala. The silly creature is also in both games, probably a descendant of the original in Enfield. Yvonne is my wife, and I need Pepe, also known as Jeronepechaper Sashut Hatshepsut in Enfield, please. But I'm not the biggest lore nerd, and knowing my dumbass, I probably missed something, so please, let me know. Here is almost every old Arknight's character in Enfield.
Interesting. I really need to go through and play through and finish the story of, like, base Arknights. I did end up, getting, Little Miss Limited Banner, aka Little Miss voiced by 2B.
This deck self-destructs.
Okay, I'm just curious because I play my roommates and I will sometimes play Magic.
We still win. So in my last video, 1,000 of you sick freaks voted on a deck that self-destructs, which means I need to take someone hostage. Do you know how insane that sounds? If I used any other thumbnail or title, I was probably going to be put on a watch list, or worse, demonetized. Regardless, in classic fashion, I have absorbed your suggestion, but put a little quips twist on it. Marriage.
Wedding
See, this
ring?
sweet little
Oh,
wedding
fuck
ring
yeah, wedding ring!
inexplicably links us with another one of our fellow players. And if 1950s style stand-up is any indication, marriage is the old ball and chain. But before I show you this gnarly wedding ring combo, let's start with
Wedding
the
ring
baseline
shares,
rules of the deck.
I'm
gonna define
card draw and health gain.
self-destruct as any card that requires some form of sacrifice, upkeep stuff. We need to blow up one of our permanents to cast it, or it does damage to us. It just kind of vibes with self-destruct, all right? The card that immediately came to mind was the Sib-Sig Ceremony, all right? This 3 black mana enchantment card reduces our creature costs by a whopping 2 mana, but immediately blows them up when they arrive on the board. If that doesn't say self-destruct, I don't know what do. This premise could easily go into a Grave Pact, Dictative Erebos direction, where we're blowing our stuff up and taking hostages with us, making them sacrifice their stuff. But those are super cringe and not the way I play. And my magic is the best magic.
Yes.
Self-destruct-y cards include the Cash Money, Descent into Avernus, which hurts all players and gives them money in a sick Mr. Beast video kind of way. I'm also running the Jinxed trio of Choker, Idol, and Ring, which do damage to us on our upkeep and when stuff is put into our graveyard from the battlefield, but we can give them to our opponents to enjoy as well. Sort of like, hey, we're self-destructing, but now that's your hot potato, you gotta carry on. Time Bomb also works well as a card and as a description of our general game plan. Since to destruct, we kinda gotta blow ourselves up. We got Ratchet Bomb, Powder Keg, Goblin Boom Keg, Pumpkin Bombs, Mog Bombers, and Bomb Squad, which cover the board wipe, creature removal, card draw, damage slots of the deck pretty well. With Pumpkin Bomb being probably the best card to come out of the Spider-Man set, most likely due to it being one of the few cards that wasn't one of the, holy shit, 40 Spider-Men, my god. Talk about self-destruct, am I right? Alright, part 1 done. We can sufficiently explode ourselves via our numerous methods of self-destruction. Now, we gotta bring our opponents with us, aka taking them hostage, alright? The most real way to take players hostage is just have a Platinum Angel, a 7-mana creature, which means the game cannot end. Besides the soon-to-be described wedding ring hostage scenario, you can legit take players hostage in-game using a little something ironically enough called Harmless Offering.
What?
If we give our opponents a Lich's Mastery or a Nefarious Lich via Harmless Offering, if we lose the game, we take them with us.
What?
Since permanents leave the game when their owner leaves, we got them hostage. This can also be accomplished by rolling a 20 on a deck of many things and stealing an opponent's creature from their graveyard. Since if we kill that creature, its owner loses the game, their life is now in our hands. These methods I felt really encapsulate the crazy prompt of I'm crazy, but I'll take you with me. Okay, which brings me to perhaps my magnum opus. So far, I've neglected to mention our commander for this deck,
who
which
is
was
the
on purpose,
commander?
because our commander is Piru the Volatile, a dragon that literally self-destructs if you don't keep feeding him mana. When he dies, he explodes and does 7 damage to each non-legendary creature.
What?
Which doesn't seem too bad until you realize he's got lifelink. So we gain 7 life per non-legend creature that hits tokens, that hits whatever, alright? Where this gets out of hand is once we get married to someone. Alright, hear me out. Wedding Ring stipulates that if we gain life, our lawfully wedded partner gains that much life as well, which in a normal game is happy, cutesy, whatever. But this is my magic, and my magic is the best magic, which is where a couple of cheeky cards like Tainted Remedy and Plague Drone come into play. They turn our opponent's life gain into drain. And staying on theme, we also run False Cure just to make sure we also stay on the hurt train. And somewhat staying on theme, we got Sanguine Bond and Veto of the Dusk Rose to basically mean, hey, we gain a bunch of life and then you lose a bunch of life and die. You're our hostage now. We married you, and when we gain life, you're actually going to lose life. Does that make sense? Anyway, the Piru explosion.
That's such a valid, normal marriage right there.
Is very much the prompt to a T. We're self-destructing, and we're taking a hostage with us. So long as our combos are in place, the fate of these poor fools now rests in our explosively prone hands. If that combo seems convoluted, it is. But we have easier ways of taking our friends down with us than this sort of shotgun wedding combo shenanigans. Goblin Artillery. 3 mana, taps to deal 2 damage to a target creature or player, with us taking 3 damage. He has a legitimate identical twin, Orcish Cannoneers. Statistically exactly the same, just not a goblin. He does everything that taps to do to 2 damage, does 3 damage to us. Suck that, my ass, singleton format. Anyway, Spear Spewer does 1 damage to everybody. That's kind of funny. Fire Slinger does 1 damage to a creature/player, and of course 1 damage to us.
God damn.
The only payoff I really liked for these self-damage damage cards was Anti-Blight, who can help us store that damage to blast our opponents. Not all too dissimilar to having a sniper on a roof pointed at our friends, where any moment we can give the word and they'll pull the trigger. To have such power is truly intoxicating. Some other honorable mentions include the lovely Ashling the Pilgrim, which we can slowly stack up with counters to explode and do a bunch of damage to just about everything, creatures and players as well. Great. Broadside Bombardiers has a boast trigger we can use to explode a creature or artifact we have, and then do damage equal to 2 plus the mana value of that thing to any target. As well as a very well-themed Heartless Hitotsugu, which is half everybody's life total, badass. And of course, my sweet, sweet boy, Themberchode.
Oh, look at him, just a fat little boy.
Tie at least twice at my game table. This guy does a lot of damage if you got a lot of mountains. It's very fun. Finally, of course, I gotta include the Captive Audience. This sweet 7-mana Rakdos enchantment, which literally takes an opponent hostage, or captive, whatever, and within 3 turns, sets their life to 4, makes them discard their hand, and all of that opponent's opponents, which includes us, makes 5 2/2 zombies. Truly an evil card for an evil deck, because I thought it was gonna be, it's very silly, goofy fun. I like Captive Audience. And yeah, of course we have the legitimate card called Self-Destruct, but not the card called Hostage Taker. It was the wrong color. I liked my vision for the deck. Don't be mad. You know, I got Self-Destruct, the real card in there, just not Hostage Taker, so I can only do so much. My magic is the best magic, don't worry about it. That does bring us to the end of the video, so if you have a commander deck building challenge, throw it in the comments. The suggestion with the most votes, I of course have
That's a legit cool deck. Let's see. Let's see. You know, we just scroll until... Ooh, this one's interesting.
Healing. In real life, it means taking the time to let your body mend itself. Perhaps with the aid of stitches, or maybe full-on surgery. or possibly just good old-fashioned bed rest. Either way, as a rule, it's not fast. Humans don't have a life bar. Just a complex mess of biological and psychological systems that we notice quickly when they're out of balance.
True.
Luckily, it's easier in video games. Even games like The Last of Us, a paragon of gritty realism, where if you get punched or whacked with a lead pipe, or even shot, a 20-year-old snack rotting in a vending machine will restore you at least slightly. And wrapping a bandage around your arm, any arm, doesn't even have to be where you took damage, will fix you up the rest of the way. You can even take old, miscellaneous pills that you find in a toilet and use them to increase the amount of damage you can take before you need to chomp on a mouldy old Milky Way, or stop your mummy cosplay off. Except, what if we couldn't? Is it still possible to beat a game like The Last of Us, on its hardest difficulty, if you're not able to heal? Let's find out.
No healing.
We're doing this, of course, on grounded difficulty. No HUD, no listen mode, more damage, more aggressive enemies, allies that are decorative at best, and much tougher stealth. And on whole game permadeath. Because no healing is too easy if you can just die and restart the encounter over.
But damn.
No healing means damage stays with us, and permadeath means the stakes for too much damage are the same as in real life. Well, except for the options to start again from the beginning. Oh hey, gotta have something, right? No healing means no picking up snacks, no healing with medkits, and also no upgrading your health with pills. For good measure, let's just ban upgrades altogether to make things spicy. No pill upgrades of any kind, no workbench upgrades, and no picking
So
up
it's just a
training manuals.
vanilla run.
Beyond that, the usual rules of a grounded permadeath speedrun apply. No lock-on aim, no awareness indicators, no high contrast display, no enhanced listen mode, no infinite breath, no skip puzzle options, and no combat accessibility. These options are great for giving players more ways to play and remove barriers to those with impairments. Not so great for ensuring that this is a proper challenge with no cheese. Things start off straightforward enough in the prologue. A nice, relaxing car ride at night, then a bit of cardio for Joel while he carries Sarah.
I want to watch more of that later, but not fast enough for my taste. You know, I think we're gonna actually just play a little bit of Enfield before Great Ace Attorney. So we're gonna go into BRB real quick, and I'll boot that up. track we are. So as you can see, we got everyone's favorite.
Your end awaits. Ready to strike. Consume.
None shall live.
Victory goes
Nice.
without saying. We handled that fight well.
I have no backpack space. What did I do? I believe I made a... Yeah, I made a zip line over there. Actually, I should make another zip line over here. Yeah, this would be a good way to connect everything. Get there, and then put this there. And then connect this to this. There we go, and then we get to... Yeah! It's got enough durability. I don't know what I did to upgrade it, but I upgraded it. Little birdie will collect more things for me. Oh, it costs money. Of course it costs money. I actually really enjoy the fact that there's so many like electrical wires everywhere. Look at all of that. I really enjoy that. I think it's so cool to see it.
Don't mind. Knock them loose. On it.
No hardship will stop us. Victory goes without saying. Good work, everyone.
Nice. Look at that, everything's frozen. I need to make a storage facility, don't I? Refining protocol stash. We'll place we'll place one here. there's nothing here to power. This. We'll put it right here. Okay, and then protocol stash. I don't know. I don't know what. What I do know is I probably should collect. Yeah, I should go over here. There's more things I need to get.
Something important lies over there.
Oh, they give you a little help to find stuff.
Orleans aren't that dangerous. Tight fight.
Don't mind me. I'll keep up.
We made another step forward, Enfielders.
Just as I predicted.
We've done it. Hope you're not tired, Mr. Dally.
He'd never get tired. I like how she's got a little fire, like her dress is burned and everything. So cool. Alright, so I need bus depot. Sure. What? Mission progress AIC steward. So I can't research that yet. Splitters. Area denial. I want this though. That seems useful. Electric pylons now have the ability to transmit power. This is especially useful for establishing power transmission connections between power facilities. Certain cramped spaces where relay tower cannot fit, the smaller electron pylon may be useful for power transmission. Ah, so that allows the little power thingies to actually transmit power themselves. Ooh, that's nice. That's really big.
High threat hostile. Search for caution.
Got my eyes peeled.
Ready to strike. Crystallize. Victory goes without saying. We handled that fight well.
Come on! Yeah! Let's repair that. Sweet. Sweet! How does this connect? I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like I can actually connect. Ooh.
Unlike the Blight and Rifts, Orleans aren't that dangerous.
What's that over here? Interesting. Anything over here I want? Yay, nay, maybe. Nice.
We suddenly have a lot more people here. What's going on? Cans, medicine bottles, water canteens, bread.
Bread.
What happened here, Ginny? We found a lot of people from all over the place.
I think we gathered that.
Bleeding or sick. Uncle Daniel told me to grab stuff.
The locals can't take care of all the wounded.
Let's handle the emergency quick, Ginny. Be a good helper and hand us some of your stuff. We'll split the work, okay?
This is the last we have. Damnation, people are gonna die on our hands. None of us knows any healing arts. What's up with you? I brought the supplies. Thank Talos, I really appreciate this. Why are you getting so many people? We were scouting the local environment and discovered these poor souls. They just escaped the damned landbreakers. Some of them were badly hurt and didn't make it here. I need more water for the rest. Interesting. I was really just here to explore, so forgive me, people. You got this. Nice. I think we're beating them up a bit. At least it looks like that. Hey! Can you both not fire those weird thingies? Oh no, we lost our big boy! Oh, we've lost two! It's because of you. It's all their fault.
No second chance. Much better now.
I don't think I'm gonna win this.
Much better now. Hey.
Careful now. Don't push it.
Can they stop it with these ranged attacks? Be useful. Ah!
Cut my breath again. Great teamwork.
Come on!
None shall live.
No!
Nice moves.
No!
It's in your hands.
Get quick. Not done looking. Stand down. No escape. Out of my way.
I don't think I'm winning this. Yeah, nope, 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 no victory, nope. Shit. Run away! Run away!
My breath again.
Run away! Ah. Can I teleport now? Yeah. Cool. Lots of things I can buy. That. What is
Looking
hers?
for me?
Combust
You finally
damage
remember
dealer?
something?
Lift for no, so
Looking for me? You finally remember. Still breathing.
oh, wasn't that? Where do we
Looking for
find these
me?
character traits?
You finally remember something?
Oh, what's this? Minimap. What's this you show? Intact weapons would be forcibly taken apart and reassembled by the Landbreakers to create other weapons. The LBs only need weapons that work. Their cobbled gun could not be fired, they would just swing it as a club. Interesting. That's what I thought. It's doing it again. Alright, let's continue on a bit. Hey, hey, hey.
Supervisor Prolica, you came at the right time. Endman, we just ran another test. Results are quite stellar. We can now progress to the next step.
Where are we needed?
Kindly connect your protocol synchronizer with OMV Dijong. We shall, upon your request, proceed to reference it and calibrate the teleprotocol site of the TP point accordingly.
Operator Zaihi? I'm glad to hear from you so quickly.
Greetings, Supervisor Perlica. I am pleased to re-establish conventional communication with the hub base. Had we been forced to rely on the exclusive channel any longer, Communication Officer Fiona might have been displeased. Administrator, you may reference the use of planet-side TP points to teleprotocol to Dijong. We have
work reports?
Yes, it is advancing more swiftly than anticipated, Supervisor. Now, please proceed with
M. Oh, we can go here now. To space.
Welcome back, Administrator. Supervisor Perlica. The surface-to-orbit teleprotocol seems to be operating smoothly. Truly, this calls for a celebration.
And thank you for helping us with the calibration work. Endman, Operator Zaihi is the resident liaison from the Cabal of Tranquility. She is currently performing various tasks at our engineering division.
Engineering division?
Yes, many parts of Dijong are in need of repairs. Cabal of Tranquility is a partner of Enfield. As a liaison from the Cabal, I am duty-bound to carry out the aforementioned repairs.
Engineering doesn't sound like a Cabal job.
We firmly believe that information and technology will, in time, establish the vital connections that preserve human unity. Equally, we recognize that repair work is also a form of meditative training. Supervisor Perlica, the engineering division has readied the empty cabins aboard Dijong. They stand prepared for your... We may commence activation of several cabins forthwith. In the meantime, for the present, we may begin our earnest work from the least compromised
Interesting. I'm in space. Ooh, wait. There's weights training. In charge of combat training. Ah, okay. Alright, so we can build ourselves a cabin.
This control panel serves serves as the main controller of the manufacturing cabin. Kindly interact with it to designate personnel or to stipulate production plans.
It seems the software has undergone significant optimizations.
Ah, yes. A few changes were enacted in compliance with the relic scripts of ancient knowledge. If I have transgressed my authorized boundaries, may I submit
That won't be necessary, Zaihi. What I meant was that the UI has been improved.
That is most reassuring to hear. I shall await the completion of your configuration setup. Please feel free to utilize it at your discretion.
Cool. Aerospace materials are needed to construct and upgrade functional cabins aboard the Daijin. Periodically visit recycling stations throughout Talos 2 to gather aerospace materials. Cabin operator specified.
Short on people here too.
An operator with 0 mood will automatically head to the central ring to rest and restore their mood. Return to cabin and continue their work. Okay.
Several cabins within the kernel sector of Dijon have been cleaned. I have also carried out maintenance routines for facilities furnished with the stasis core.
Just came out of that place for a few days. I don't intend to take another stasis nap anytime soon.
Just a simple reminder, Administrator. To facilitate the swift acquisition of clues, we have specifically prioritized the cleanup of the reception room.
The SOW will appreciate this adjustment.
Hey, Wolfguard.
May I ask what prompted the accelerated repairs of Dijon?
Over the past several days,
Hey,
the
Snowshine.
module has exhibited significant performance enhancements, thereby increasing the amount of energy available for allocation.
Whoa.
This is the reception room.
Cool. Reception. Hello.
We have also repaired the display section. This is where you can showcase the various achievements of Enfield. The Sanctilumina Cathedralis Tranquille.
That might be a little too avant-garde for us.
The reception room is now prepared for use in full.
Okie dokie. Time to customize the hell out of it. Ghost terminal. Visited recently. TP plan. Friendship. Provide assistance. Rewards credits. Arsenal tickets. Ooh. Interesting.
Supervisor Perlica, where should we head to next?
We can now officially hand over the control authority of Dijon to our administrator.
Interesting.
But I'm still... Don't worry. Once you return to the bridge and reestablish control, I believe every piece will fall perfectly in place.
No one's visited. Wah. Ooh, a slide projector. Ooh! So all the images that you've unlocked from multiple ones will go through on a slideshow there. Ooh, that's super cool. Okay, so we definitely want all of hers and all of hers. And I like this one. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty.
Where should we go next?
Display various weapons. Weapon type. Display wall. This one naturally. This one. Well, we're gonna do this one. This one. And this one. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. Ooh, this is cool. Showcase various operators and employment. So we'll naturally do these two. Like her. Any 5, 6 star naturally. You know, have ourselves on there. I like it. This is cool. I want that one there. And we'll save it like that. Look at that. Oh, this is cool. I like it. I like this. Alright, customized it a little bit. Let's move on. Hey, it's Chin. And the loyal dog.
Control Nexus is just ahead. Strange. It was reconfigured just a short while ago.
What is it?
The Sarkas from the General Technological Committee seeks my presence.
That's all right, Operator Zaihi.
The Cabal of Tranquility seems like a close partner of ours.
You once shared numerous critical data with the Cabal of Tranquility. Their technological achievements are directly tied to your actions. This is why we could share a number of key technical projects with them, sow the seeds of trust, and reap a harvest of friendship. This is how Enfield and the other factions of the Civilization Band have supported each other to this day. The Control Nexus is before us. Let's go.
Ooh, can't wait for the space view. Whoa! Look at this. It seems to be calling out to me.
Only you can truly command Ijong. The ship has waited 10 years for this very moment.
Can I really do it?
Have faith in yourself, Endman. You were the one who built this ship. There is no changing this fact.
Control dashboard. Upgrade. Responsible for managing the entirety of Dojin, assigned operators to build their trust in the administrator. Even if the administrator is not aboard the Dojin, trust will continue to build. Before leaving don't forget to set. Nexus will slowly lose mood over time. Operator with 0 mood will automatically leap to Central Ring to rest. Get back to work. Okay.
Relax. I'll get the job done right.
A new assignment? I'm looking forward to it.
Interesting.
Dijong Control Authority level has been successfully activated. You can now monitor the entire operations of Dijong at this very place.
Indeed. Thank you.
End filters. The next step of our expansion and growth shall be directed from the bridge. All upgrades shall be carried out right here.
My memory loss seems bad for many of our missions. Am I qualified to lead your vision? This comes at quite a surprise. But here's the first one. I'm sorry. There must be a huge weight on your shoulders.
Hearing those words from you is enough for us. They prove that we're no longer chasing after a shadow. In recent years, the one in the sarcophagus has gradually faded from people's memory, along with those legends. I was afraid of forgetting who you really are. But now, how fortunate we are to finally see you again and fight by your side.
Thank you.
Endman, the SOW has gathered some clues. I was hoping that before your memory recovers, you would learn about this world through experience rather than my faint words. But given the provisions of the Zeroth Directive, I must now simply share the essential information. Please, follow me.
Interesting.
You enjoyed looking at Talos 2 from this place before your slumber.
Talos 2. Is there anything I need to know about it?
Our long journey, what we found out, and the new threats we face. The Ether Side, an aberrant dimension, forbidden to life. Death has trailed us ever since that first encounter. An exploration team, an observatory, a nomadic city. We explored the unknown, each step bought with sacrifice. But the deeper we search, the crueler the truth we find. The Ether resists the preservation of life and breaks information links. Where Ether flows, life withers, and Originium fails. Anything tainted by Ether will inevitably turn into a source of the blight. We can't predict the Ether. We can only raise strongholds, for we dwell beside Oblivion. But true protection comes only from knowledge gathered. During the First Angoloid War, Witnesses of the Aurora devised a simple method of depth measurement. A year after the war, the Hannibit Circuit found the lost science team's manual. It completed the theory of rift formation.
Ooh.
Telosian calendar year 17. The band accord was signed. Experimental gloom project resumed. Blight matter conversion threshold logged. Year 146. A monitoring station at the Wuling Very Large Rift was rebuilt, exceeding the 36-second observation limit. Inch by inch, we elucidated the unknown, till an unprecedented threat emerged from the darkness. Since then, our research has stayed on the fringe, never venturing into the ether side. All ether-related projects are closely monitored to avoid any risks. Now, someone who can manipulate the ether has appeared. She holds the seed of destruction. And she has lit a fire in the wilds. Neferith is a dangerous sign of what is to come. We must be alert, or history may repeat itself.
Repeat itself. Has there ever been anyone like her?
None appeared for many years until she did. If I had known about her, I would have never agreed to let you leave Dijon. Your safety is our top priority. Maybe we could...
It's alright. We cannot always live in the enemy's shadow.
Understood. I will. Enfield Industries will. Always stand by you.
Such a pretty view.
Feels good to be back. Apologies. Probably not the best time to say that. It's okay. This place has always been your home. Let's take a break. Once everyone's fully rested, we will return to Valley 4.
Cool. Ooh, hi. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Almost enough to Gamba for the weapon again.
Still waiting for something?
Oh, skill
Looking for
mastery?
me? You finally remember something?
You know what? I think it's time. We're gonna level him up to 20.
Solid reference. Still waiting for something?
And
do the favorites first.
Brains upgraded. Body's leveled up. Watch this!
Get her, of course.
Operator Predator. We once fought on and never gave up. For it is our wish to witness your return. I hate fools who like to What's this supposed to mean?
Ooh.
Encouragement? Approval?
After the controlled operator's final strike or finisher hits the enemies, Leviathan absorbs heat infliction from nearby enemies. Every stack of heat infliction absorbed, giving Leviathan 1 stack of melting flame. After reaching 4, ignores 15 heat resistance of the enemy. Ooh.
So, how's that for my real power?
Assigned to manufacturing cabin to grant operator experience material production. Interesting. Let's activate that. Ooh, and then we can level these up.
So, how's that for my real power? So, how's that
This
for my
is
real
cool.
power? Originium will carve a path.
Can I do this? I don't have enough of this mushroom. What about her? Can I do her? No, it requires this mushroom. We're gonna track it and we're gonna go gather stuff. Is it only there? Is it not here? I prefer to do it here. La 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 la. Moing.
Really sorry. Got time for a nice
Hey, snowboarder. What? Control Nexus level 2. So I can't do it yet. That means the only place I could do it is indeed the gathering site. Well, there goes nothing. Ooh, wait.
Still waiting for something? Looking for me? You finally remember something?
Gotta upgrade the weapons too. Guess I don't think there's any other fire type.
The path.
Need defensive cover?
A strong team is one without any weak links. So this is what an elite debriefing looks like. Truly eye-opening.
Don't worry about it too much. guess I'll give you that.
New weapon. Definitely feels unique. All right, I've got to come up with fresh tech. Kicks and strategies. Originium will carve
Okay.
a path. Over here, Redmond.
Get a new assignment.
I want to change
I
up this
hate
team.
trouble,
So
but boredom's worse.
they'll do you,
Whatever comes next better be memorable.
and then next one we will do her,
Prepped and primed. Let's hit it, team.
and then you,
We're about to leave. Oh,
and then
wait for me a sec.
you.
It's break time.
Not a single one of these is our endman, but that is fine.
Looking for me a strong and looking for me.
Okay, mushrooms. Let's go find the mushrooms. Eh, you'll be fine. Hit. Hit. Nice. Hey. Oh, not what I meant. Hey, somebody to fight. Cool. Let's see.
See that one? Need me to do some trimming?
Hey, not fair. Nice.
So glad I didn't pass out halfway through.
Yeah, if you passed out halfway through, she would have been grabbed and chucked like a rag doll.
Victory first. Oh, I hope I didn't break my combat outfit.
Time of record, observation cycle 1. Optical events none, signal events none, event description all is well. I'll be assigned to another department for the next cycle, probably end up at the UWST Security Bureau. But I only just managed to set up the Celestial Monitoring Framework here. To the one taking over my post, I advise you to follow my format and template for making the Celestial observation logs. It doesn't matter if you're a resident messenger, scout, or crewmate. The primary responsibility of a celestial observer in the frontiers is to record special celestial phenomena, especially anchors flying overhead. You can ignore most non-essential data readings. The region covers 12 observation posts, and you'll have to visit all of them every cycle. It's physically demanding, so you gotta conserve your brain juice for the most essential matters. You have 2 units of Rhine antenna, keep one of those as your backup. We got optical lenses at every OP. All the OPs are stocked, but not abundantly so. Contact a nearby UWST or Enfield site if you got a situation. Someone should be able to help. Do not aggravate the local Agaloy. The cleanup crew may have missed an anchor or two. Expect Agaloid presence and keep your distance. But everyone says the anchors never strike the same place twice. Since the anchors have already hit this area, your work might be easy. Keep up the good work. Stay on target. Time of record, observation cycle 2. Optical events, none. Signal events, none. Event description, all is well. I'm a professional scout. I have started my celestial observer's job in Valley 4. Let's do it. Time of record, observation cycle 45. None, none, none. Normal. None. Normal. None. 60. Drop in apparent magnitude of Talos. Event description. The apparent magnitude of the system star has not changed, but the apparent magnitude of the giant gas giant Talos has dropped by 0.27 during the event, constituting an abnormal and significant change that goes beyond the cycle average. Maybe we should call this a random event correlating the brightness of celestial entities to anchor fall frequencies. Feels like science fiction to me. I've monitored 60 observation cycles and no new anchors appeared in this region. It's so boring out here. 61. C. Correlation does not imply causation. Normal. Interesting. Sweet. We're gonna turn that on. And collect. Wish there was more, but there is not. Why does this go through a wall? Okay, anyways, that should be enough to upgrade one. Oh, it's going to upgrade 2. Shatter next battle skill, onomatopoeia cast returns 7.5. Okay.
So getting better means less work? Yay.
Oh, she's so happy that she gets to work less. She is my favorite. You are my favorite.
Promotion? Really? For me?
Don't take it to heart, okay?
I will continue fighting in my own way.
After last rites consumes any arts infliction, she applies cryo susceptibility to the target with the effect of number of arts infliction stacks consumed times 2% for this effect to stack. Okay.
I will continue fighting in my own way.
Interesting. Okay. Boing. Good God, so many. Scrolling some more. There we go. Cool. I believe, yeah, I got a few free headhunts. We'll go ahead and do them. I want a Gampa. How can I use these duplicate rewards? I want to use them. they're just stacking up. Up. How did I get a 5-star out of that? What did I get? Someone interesting?
Greetings. I'm your operator
You
from
again?
Rose Island, codename Snowshine. I'm a search and rescue expert specializing in Fox.
Yeah, enough now. Let's do a Gamba. Ooh! Might get it. Let's go. Got her weapon. Now she's all kitted out.
I hate fools who like to micromanage. Thank goodness.
Heat damage dealt. When wielder casts an ultimate, the wielder gains basic attack. Yeah.
Nice blade. Hope it can tolerate the heat of my fire.
Did her eyes change when it equipped? No, eyes are the same. I'm just crazy. That blade suits her, though. Cool. What's it wanting me to do? Oh, it's you. That's right. Well, let's look at her final image. Ooh, that's cool. The girl trudged through the snow, through the peaks, and carved a path down the snowy slopes. She is always straight-lining her way to save lives in distress. Nice. Alrighty. We're moving over back to Phoenix, not Phoenix, right? The Great Ace Attorney. We're gonna actually start playing that. Just wanted to do a few things on that. So, BRB once again. And back we are. Perfect. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes were popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun laying on the floor, and just after I bent down to pick it up, bang! I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looked as white as a sheet, and he bundled me in some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended the suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Professor Mikotoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't have been able to act as a lawyer in this trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy, our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyways. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, Did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the persecution will be using every tool at their disposal to squash your case. I have no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck. Thank you! Now then, I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course.
Good luck, Kazuma-san. Defendant Naruhodo! Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside to the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before these old fossils know what hit them. Kazuma? What? Thank you. Really. What for? Oh, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd have already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Dude's headband is crazy. It's got a life of its own. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You could treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. 22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Alchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency. Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, their prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Would you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down on our nation's founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, and bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend knows nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system, and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes! Your Excellency! God damn, look at that hat. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussion takes place without tea.
Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Sotoro Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at the Yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yunmei University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of delightful language of the British people. But I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song. As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, have we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett? 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says, yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well, naughty lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say?
Yes. Would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood.
Order! Order in the court!
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? We have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Huh?
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
Witness testimony! A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
This is condemning testimony indeed. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted bodyguard, and look at the snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe.
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
But he's so annoying.
Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimony. The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there's nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. Under her fucking dress? I would think she would hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location with what this is to have hidden a weapon can be showed. This is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. These are the witnesses' own words on the matter. Arr, that's ridiculous! If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. She just fucking smiled!
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. A frightening and sorrowful sight. Alright, so first, we need to look at our evidence. Remind myself. Photograph, shot in the front. We're gonna need to let this go through. Oh, what am I doing? Press. I never got into the argument with the professor. All I did was, when I noticed him, was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Britt does not appear to speak Japanese.
No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all supiku ingorishu.
I wonder if the persecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, Well, that beautiful woman is telling a blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. And not long after Mr. took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
Yes!
Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. Like I said, there's no point in repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own... Oh, aside.
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
But, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time.
That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Dirty?
Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy.
It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours.
What nonsense.
The lady is merely stating what she saw. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously it couldn't have been the culprit.
Yes!
It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I've verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, "I'm not." But you didn't actually check. That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No.
Why on earth not?
The honorable
English gentlewoman clearly stated that she does not possess a weapon. Obviously. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter.
Or, there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps.
Think what you will. But if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts.
In other words, he wants evidence. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. What's with that fucking smile? That evil face? You're clearly the guilty one. You did it. Clearly. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there, just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course.
Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you.
Damn, dude's mean. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out and out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined young woman and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull, black school uniform. I'm dressed exactly the same as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons that make no sense. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself, I promise you. I need to expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. So I pressed all the others, so I need to press these other bits.
Yes!
After 2 p.m. In fact, that's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Objection!
You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are in vogue. Isn't that right?
No. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Yes, which we can prove from this medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it is so late.
Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself a beef steak.
Yes!
He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hoda Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Miss Brett was aware of the fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak in the picture here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying incident. Exactly as it was left.
Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant land on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I'll crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all? That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each ate a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case.
Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing,
The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well sidestepped, counsel.
Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will be apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'd hope there's some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryonosuke.
Yes!
So both you and the professor drank this carbonated water, did you? Yes, being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses myself. I clearly remember doing so. Except you're actually a detective. And the beef steak, that was for you, Miss Brett. The lady says that she'd heard it was not customary to eat beef here until Japan opened its doors to the world. Yes, that's true. What a frightful place, is the lady's opinion. And I heard it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. Now that's frightful. Every country has its own cuisine, and as long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is? True, come to think of it. The first time I tried carbonated water is much more of a shock than the first time I tried beef. But anyway, back to this witness's statement. Somehow I feel like there's something out of place in what she's saying. We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now, because you never know what might lead us to our goal. Our goal of turning this trial around. Understood, Kazuma? After a while, the accused... So I already pressed on this. We're gonna fast forward. I believe I could use this, because if you look at it, there is not 2 glasses, there's only 1. This.
Yes!
Yeah! That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is... It's odd. Very odd.
Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryonosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously it's the cheers.
The cheers?
Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should have been 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
Oh! You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minute? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Minutiae, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. What are you trying to tell me? You can clink with only 1. You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table.
Inspector, what did the lady say?
It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and I thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she says.
Good gracious!
Sorry. There, as I shared the courts before, this is of no consequence at all.
Oh, please.
We must remember that this student has just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in a state of disarray?
That's absurd.
Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young and beautiful woman of mischief? What?
No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying.
A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in English.
So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. The student has been trying to confuse the courts with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes down to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Well, I don't know, really. I think it has full bearing. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're gonna need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right! So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance, there's the handbag. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say?
Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry a handbag for small items.
Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Britt stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun.
You're right.
Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
Oh, what are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
You can't seriously be suggesting.
Inspector Hosonaga! Yes. Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag.
No!
Order! Order! Order!
What is the meaning of this, Inspector?
The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag to show the contents at the time?
He was just too smitten with her. Obviously, we all are. I mean, take a look at her. She's so beautiful. I mean, we'd all be so smitten with her, we'd just let her get away with whatever she wanted to.
Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? You're not okay, dude. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary? In what way? I had to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to make immediately after the shooting. Wait, what about the hand? As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never.
You can clearly see through to what's inside.
That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Exactly. So there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. I love how dramatized these courtrooms are. So funny.
Order, order. Inspector Hosonaga, you will submit that print as evidence at once.
Certainly, Your Excellency. The photograph of the handbag has been entered into the court record. Look at that, the handbag so pretty, so pristine. You can see everything inside, no such thing as privacy.
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
Indeed, and there's only one logical conclusion. The pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime.
It's not over yet.
No. I just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I started. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it?
I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat, while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell.
This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime I didn't commit? And Kazama. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazama. What? Is there really no chance of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue.
Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little...
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you...
Wait! Your Excellency! Ryunosuke! I don't think you can rule this case yet.
This amateurish is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom.
Yes!
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted to appears to have no further significance. There is no longer any room for doubt on this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then the ruling in this case, on this time, would be out of the question.
This is plain straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying at the day of question. There could be no problem with this evidence.
You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke.
Understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Ha! My thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate tweezers.
Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense in one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned, if I am unsatisfied by your response, here the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see significant detail to which you have alluded.
Right here, obviously.
Yes!
Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Dear me, I was wondering when the new piffle you had come about. A burn, you see, at the victim's wrist. Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right. Go on, Go on. Go on, Inspector. I can't do it. I tried, but I just couldn't do it. The vocal strain. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. We deemed it unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Archie points out, unless a firm connection to the cases can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this ban.
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean and the other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway.
What's your take on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yes, you're right. I am? If we could just link that burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid, without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
But if we had evidence? Evidence that is irrefutably linked to the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then would you allow it?
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the burn and the trial.
It's not going to be that image. Wait, could it possibly be on his medical report? This is clearly a record of some kind of medical treatment, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction with the use of an anesthesia. Extraction, so he had a tooth out, yes, and it sounds like just before he went for lunch. Okay, come on, let's go. Like that. Where is this significance? Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. Like this spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although, it does cause problems. Lots of students ended up cutting their fingers on their badge. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something. My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a student at the university. You may not come in, they say. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget that. Alright, zoom through this. I don't think this is it. So, what makes this significant? It looks like a bowl. I've got enough attempts that I could just try to brute force it, but I'd rather not. I feel like it has to be this.
Yes!
The victim's burn is clearly related. Nope, that's not it. Then explain the court in 5 words or less what the nature of that connection is. Or, well, it obviously, thank you. 5 highly illuminating words. What? As I suspected, the rookie student is bluffing. Again! You've been burned there yourself, Yunosuke. Sorry. I do feel like I've seen the shape of the burn somewhere before, though. The shape. It wouldn't be this, would it? Oh, there it is!
Yes!
What's this, council? What's this? What's this? Whatever. What's this, council? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency, I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore.
Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would be quite inexcusable.
Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible on this other photograph. How did the victim come to have such an unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean.
What is it in the photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? This right here.
Yes! The beefsteak?
Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate? Oh!
Your Excellency, are you alright?
As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival.
Oh.
The emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape.
Ah!
Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant.
But even if that's the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before or the day before that. It's most likely happened to some other unrelated time.
Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchi, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Thanks. Bye.
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly.
But...
I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense has pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds.
It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been investigating the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As a head waiter of La Carnival, I could testify to that without hesitation, but he's on anesthesia.
You're a detective, not a waiter.
Yes!
There you have it, something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. Yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream, not that on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on that day he was shot, and I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate or for anything like 3 seconds that day.
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counselor.
Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would without a question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Persecutor Ouchi?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it, Ryunosuke. What do you think? I think I'm hungry. Very, very hungry. But can it really be true? Can my hunger really be this great? I never dreamed we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but my hunger is the only thing I can think of. I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. With all that delicious food, why won't they give it to me? There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question when he suffered the burn of his wrist, Dr. Wilson... I mean, he could already be dead, but I just hadn't noticed. Yes, the professor, being an absent-minded as usual, was unaware his hand had fallen on the pipe and hot plate and didn't even notice the burn happening. You didn't even know the professor, and yet here you are labeling him as a bumbling scatterbrain. How about I hold your wrist on a hot plate and see how your bumbling scatterbrain copes? Perhaps the scream you let out will wake you up a bit. Well, it's nice that there's frankness developing for Tina's partner. Don't call me partner after coming out with nonsense like that. This is a critical moment. It may very well be our only chance of turning this in our favor. So come on, Ryunosuke. You can do it. Or rather, you have to. You're the only one who can. Who is already dead. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already
dead?
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When a beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead.
That's madness!
Order! Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection! No, prosecute you, Ouchie. You have no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency...
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Why is she smiling? What was that smile?
Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Holy fucking shit, she can talk! Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country, after all.
Then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. But it seems the men of this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I could say that I shall have to lower myself to the communicating with you all on your own level. Well. You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask that you testify at your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim.
So, we're finally gonna hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. The victim's death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death beside the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative technology probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
That's most captivating and beautiful testimony. Will go down in Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
Easy does it, buddy. I hope that this is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Oh, not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's bond is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened to you today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Huh? Was that a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, Counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
Alrighty. We're gonna actually stop stream here at the cross-examination. Because it is getting late. And I am actually super hungry. But it's getting late. It's 2:25 a.m. I need to go to bed. I gotta return keys to work tomorrow, and I need to try to do it in the morning. So that way they have it, because the keys are actually relatively important if they ever get customers for it. So I thank you all for being here, having a good time and chilling with me as we go through this next chapter of this crazy case investigation. And I will see you all. Oh, actually, before I fully sign off, update for schedule. Stream time. Tomorrow's stream will still be at the same time, but my days off have changed. So Tuesday will no longer be the 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time stream. So for the temporary future, it will be adjusted to be this time, 11 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Every day except Friday for the foreseeable future. It may be adjusted to Monday. We shall see. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. But yeah, that's a quick little update. Anyways, hope you all have a good day and night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.